lucid dreaming, the internet's favorite superpower, right behind telekinesis, flight, and talking to women. So what the hell even is it? Well, to answer that, we first need to answer a much bigger question: what even is dreaming? And after decades of research, billions in funding, and some of the smartest people on Earth looking into it, scientists can confidently say, we know more about galaxies light years away than whatever the hell is happening inside our heads at 3 in the morning. Despite this, scientists have managed to figure out a few things. We know dreams mostly happen during REM sleep, and we know REM sleep plays an important role in memory formation. In fact, while you're lying there unconscious and drooling onto your pillow, parts of your brain are firing so aggressively that if somebody looked only at the brain activity, they'd struggle to tell whether you were asleep or doom-scrolling TikTok. Nevertheless, what we don't know is why our brain decides that organizing memories should involve a reality where one moment you're washing the dishes with your mom, and the next, you're having a philosophical debate with Andrew Garfield. There are a few theories. Some scientists believe dreams serve a purpose. They think dreams help us prepare for real-world situations. The logic goes that early humans who regularly experience fear, danger, and stressful situations in their dreams were way better prepared when those same situations happened in real life. On the other hand, other scientists think dreams are basically collateral damage. According to this idea, your brain spends the night sorting through memories, deciding what's important and what can be thrown away. The dream itself is just your conscious mind trying to make sense of all the random activity happening in the background. Either way, while you're asleep, your brain is still incredibly active, and every now and then, in the middle of all of one of these nightly hallucinations, something very strange happens. You realize it's a whole bunch of nonsense and your conscious mind becomes aware mid-dream. Congratulations, the hallucinations are now user-controlled, and you've now entered creative mode. Now, as cool as that sounds, it does raise a pretty important question. How exactly does your brain allow you to become conscious inside a dream in the first place? Essentially, during the first moments of becoming aware in a dream, the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, or for all my English speakers, the area behind your forehead, reactivates. This prefrontal cortex is usually dormant during REM sleep, which is what allows you to realize the absurdities of your dream while you're in it. And once this part of your brain comes back online, you gain enough self-awareness to realize what's what. The strange thing is that while your brain is busy doing all this, your brain releases chemicals that temporarily paralyze most of your muscles, effectively turning you into a boiled egg. Which is probably for the best, otherwise every dream would become a live performance where 1 minute you're playing football with Mr. Beast and the next your neighbor is watching you bicycle kick your sleeping uncle. Unfortunately though, some people appear to be naturally better at lucid dreaming than others. Studies have found that people who regularly remember their dreams are far more likely to experience lucid dreams. Which makes sense when you think about it. It's a lot easier to become aware inside a dream if you can actually remember having one in the first place. Personality seems to play a role too. People who spend a lot of time reflecting on their own thoughts, daydreaming, or generally existing inside their own head tend to report lucid dreams more often. Sleep habits matter as well, and people who get consistent sleep and spend longer periods in REM sleep simply have more opportunities for lucid dreams to occur. Then there are the freaks of nature. The people who lucid dream constantly without even trying. Some people report having lucid dreams several times a week for their entire lives. They don't practice any techniques, they don't keep dream journals, and they simply close their eyes and casually go inception whenever the hell they want. Which is pretty ridiculous if you ask me. Now, to actually achieve lucidity in a dream, the most common method is something called a reality check. Throughout the day, lucid dreamers, or as I like to call them, dream maxers, REM sweats, repeatedly ask themselves whether they're dreaming. They'll count their fingers, read a clock twice, or try pushing a finger through their palm, which sounds completely ridiculous because it is. The idea is that if you do it often enough while awake, eventually you'll do it inside a dream. At which point you'll notice that your hand suddenly has 9 fingers, your watch says it's 37 o'clock, and committing tax fraud with Tom Hiddleston is not a normal thing. Obviously, you'd want somebody with experience. Alongside this technique, most dream maxers like to incorporate a dream journal into their routine, which basically helps them remember more of their dreams. Then there's something called the mild technique, which despite sounding like a chicken drum flavor, it stands for Mnemonic Induction of Lucid Dreams. The method is surprisingly simple. Before going to sleep, you repeatedly tell yourself that the next time you're dreaming, you'll realize you're dreaming. That's pretty much it. You're essentially sending a metaphysical text to your subconscious and praying it doesn't leave you on red. Moving on to the wild technique, and yeah, they didn't even try with the names anymore. Instead of becoming aware after the dream starts, the goal is to stay conscious while your body falls asleep. Which sounds awesome until you actually try it. In practice, most people either fall asleep accidentally or spend 45 minutes lying perfectly still wondering whether learning lucid dreaming was really the best use of their evening. Unfortunately, not every encounter with the sleeping brain ends with you flying around like Tom Welling. sometimes things go very, very wrong. Remember earlier when I mentioned that during REM sleep, your brain temporarily paralyzes your muscles? Occasionally, your timing system has a little seizure, and instead of your body waking up first, or your brain, they both wake up at slightly different times. The result is something called sleep paralysis. Sleep paralysis is exactly what it sounds like. You're awake, you're conscious, you can see your room, you can hear what's going on around you, but the only problem is that your body basically refuses to listen to your commands. Now, this would already be terrifying enough on its own. Unfortunately, your brain wasn't finished cooking. Because parts of the dreaming system are still active, many people begin hallucinating. And not the fun kind, where you're having a picnic with Sydney Sweeney in a baggy shirt. For centuries, people believed sleep paralysis was caused by demons, spirits, witches, and various other supernatural creatures, because people all over the world kept reporting the exact same thing: a dark figure standing in the corner of the room, a presence watching them, the feeling that something is sitting on their chest. Fortunately, sleep paralysis is harmless and usually only lasts a few seconds or minutes. Unfortunately, those few seconds can feel like several business days when you're staring at something that looks like it was rejected from 3 separate horror franchises for being a bit much. Luckily, for me, my sleep paralysis demon is just Jordan Peterson, and he doesn't even try to scare me. He just stands at the end of my bed looking mildly disappointed. He's clearly never met my mother.